Hi, I'm Jennifer Zhang, and you are listening to Late Night Classical Music Podcast. For this episode, I'll share a music piece, June Barcarolle, written by Russian composer Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky. Barcarolle is a music style originated from a traditional Venetian bow song, usually in 6/8 time, with the alternation of a strong and weak beat that suggests a rolling rhythm. This piece is part of The Seasons, which is a set of 12 short character pieces for solo piano. Here, the seasons are not just spring, summer, fall, and winter. They specifically indicate 12 months in a year. Each song is named in the same way, month plus subtitle. Some songs are relaxing, and some are lyrical and euphemistic. They depict the different sceneries of Russia each month of the year. They are based on the Russian traditional dances and folk songs, and also closely linked with Tchaikovsky's emotions at the time. Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky was born on May 7, 1840, in Volkynsk, a small town in the Russian Empire, into a family with a long history of military service. He has learned piano under his mother's instruction since he was a little boy. He was going to pursue music. However, due to his father's opposition, he entered the law school and worked in the court after graduation. At the age of 22, Tchaikovsky quit his job and entered the St. Petersburg Conservatory of Music, where he studied music composition and achieved outstanding results. After graduation, at the invitation of Nikolai Rubinstein, he became a professor at the Moscow Conservatory of Music. Tchaikovsky was the first Russian composer whose music would make a lasting impression internationally. He was even honored in 1884 by Tsar Alexander III, who was the Emperor of Russia back then, and awarded a lifetime pension. His most popular compositions include music for the ballets, Swan Lake, The Sleeping Beauty, and The Nutcracker, which I believe most people have heard of. As a composer of the Romantic era, Tchaikovsky was strongly influenced by Robert Schumann, whom I talked about in the first episode. Even his teacher, Anton Rubinstein, was the admirer of Schumann, and set Tchaikovsky the task of orchestrating some variations from Schumann's symphonic etudes, Opus 13. Interestingly enough, when he was a student at the St. Petersburg Conservatory, Tchaikovsky caught a glimpse of Clara Schumann during her tour in Russia in 1864. It was 8 years after Robert Schumann passed away. She visited the conservatory and attended a musical soiree, at which Tchaikovsky and other fellow students performed Friedrich Kuhle's quartet for 4 flutes. We don't know whether Tchaikovsky was actually introduced to Clara, but apart from music, it was indeed the closest he could get to his idol. Fast forward 11 years. In the winter of 1875, at the age of 35, Tchaikovsky was in the prime of his creative life. His works won unanimous acclaim from music lovers. Nicole Bernard, the chief editor of a magazine in St. Petersburg, novelist, planned to publish one poem in each issue and supplement it with a newly composed music piece that had a similar theme as the poem. So he commissioned Tchaikovsky to write 12 short piano pieces, one for each month, and suggested a subtitle for each piece. Tchaikovsky gladly accepted this offer, and when it came time to begin, he told his servant to remind him each month and tell him it was time for another piece. The system worked well. When he got the word a monthly piece was due, Tchaikovsky went to work and very quickly wrote a selection for the publication. Out of all 12 songs he wrote, June and November are best known. June later becomes a popular piece that Russian children play when they first learn the piano. Here's a poem of June, contained in the Novelist magazine, chosen by the publisher Nicole Bernard. June Barcarolle by Alexei Pleshiev. Let us go to the shore. There, the waves will kiss our feet. With mysterious sadness, the stars will shine down on us. June is the most beautiful month of the year in Russia. It's early summer when everything feels just right. The air is fresh, the weather is pleasant, and the land is green. You slowly row your boat on the lake and enjoy the scenery. The water sparkles as the moonlight gleams on it. The petals gently go through the ripples. You can smell the flowers coming from a distance. You know it's jasmines blooming on the hill ahead. As the wind blows in your face, you feel a little chill, and you know it's time to go home. Well, we're coming to the end of this episode. Let's listen to this beautiful song, June Barcarolle, by Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky, and have a good night.